But in being caught up in the self, you know it's not everything, you know it's not. What can liberate you? So the first thing, is the awareness of that. Distinguishing your awareness from the self. Until you come to see that it is only as awareness you awaken or go home or transcend, only as awareness. And it's while you remain as awareness you begin to see the self. And it's only as awareness can you catch it. So there's no technique or practice. But here is where a lot of people make a mistake. You practice awareness by being aware, for instance. And you can distinguish your awareness from thought, from emotion, from body sensation. Awareness always remains just aware. And suddenly you can distinguish your awareness from yourself. And it's at this stage you start to see that pattern that pulls you into the self. And that pattern is not the self. This is interesting. This is the beginning of this is where repentance begins, where one starts to turn away from being caught up in the self, remaining as awareness. As awareness, you identify with awareness as a way, just as a way. What Christ called repentance. He said, in relation to awareness, it is not of the world, it is of the Father, it is of the Absolute, the ground of all being. So here you can while remaining as awareness, that distinction is there. This is where the Buddha said, meditate. It's just awareness. Even though it's getting caught up in the self. You start to see what being caught up in the self is. Now, here, you'll come to see that there is yourself, your pattern for life, your response to life, the relationship with people, places, things. But there's also, as awareness, what you're doing with that, how you superimpose yourself upon that. The habit of what keeps you caught up in that. And it's here we speak of the I. The I is not yourself. And it's that, as awareness, you begin to see this tendency. That's all it is, a tendency of what you're doing with yourself. And you'll start to see how it manifests differently to yourself, but how it's taking you out of your awareness and into yourself. As you turn away as awareness, and you can make that distinction. You'll see that with every thought, with every body sensation, with every response to your inner self, your inner body and the outer world, you see there's a pull, and your awareness will go. It just streams. It just streams into everything. Because you'll see that wherever there's a thought, wherever there's a body sensation, there's a stream of attention, there's a stream of awareness that comes from your being. And these streams of being are pure, always pure. Even if it's a bad thought, even if it's a bad feeling, even if it's a judgment. This stream of awareness is pure. What makes it impure? Is when these streams of attention is given to yourself as a meaning, as a personal meaning. And what does this personal meaning look like? I. What happens is that this streaming of attention or awareness, where it's given to yourself, for yourself, it creates a thought that claims you, claims your personal self, your body, mind. When this thought claims your body, mind, it gives the illusion that the mind is thinking itself. And when that illusion of the mind thinking itself gives the illusion of a separate self. You come away from that pure streaming and you end up in a thinking, in a doing, in a personal orientation. All of this purity, all of this wonderful flow of awareness from being just is given to you. And then you take it and live for you. So it's this thought I that claims experience. And that claiming of personal experience, you then believe is the source of all experience. And we call it I. I'm experiencing this. I'm doing this. But of course, that is not the source of all experience. The source of all experience is your knowing. Use awareness. But as awareness, you begin to discriminate. Thought will arise, the body sensation, the personal. But as awareness, you begin to, wherever there's a pull, you'll just go as that pure stream. But you'll identify yourself as awareness. And it's here that the old tension that takes the stream of purity, claiming it for itself, oriented by your thoughts and feelings, begins to die, begins to wither. And how does it wither? What makes it wither is you as awareness in a pure stream given to your person, but not for your person, where you can distinguish awareness from your person. You can, as awareness, be given to your person, but not for your person. It is here that the false claimership begins to dissolve. The false claimership begins to go through dissolution. And the experience, the source of all experience then is given to your knowing, is given to a pure stream of being. And that pure stream of being, going wherever it wants to go in your person, will not be defined by your person, but will give meaning to your person. Because the meaning of your person now exists in the primary source of truth, the primary source of experience, which is your knowing. You'll no longer be caught up in yourself. You will be in the source of all experience that is at the root of yourself. Then, in the dissolution of personal orientation. Experience is given back to your knowing. And then you begin to flow wherever there's a pull, meaning wherever there is an instinct, wherever there is a thought for something, wherever there is body sensation. The primary source of that experience will remain in awareness in relation to its innermost source of streaming. Giving all meaning to you, but without a you claiming it. You'll just be it. So the source of all experience is deeper than you, but it gives meaning. The only thing you need to believe in is you as awareness. You cannot even believe you're doing this. You can only believe you as awareness. And when awareness begins to relate from within awareness, you'll come to see the source of that streaming. And it cannot be claimed by you. But as soon as there's a sense of claiming it for you, you then get lost in you. This is our dilemma, see? This is our dilemma. But this thought that claims you, this I or thinker, doer, maintains itself by avoiding this truth. It's an avoidance of this because it claims it for itself. It doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to go. But in a single moment, in the flash of a moment, you can identify as awareness, just like that. Just like that. And does that awareness just go wherever there's, go anywhere, anywhere. Even in that tension that wants to claim you, that tension that pulls you into a reaction or a sense of personal doing or thinking. Even be okay with that. Be so okay that the okayness itself is the purest of stream. When it is the purest of stream, in view of your tension, you'll remain at the root of your tension and it will chop it like an axe. The softer you become, the more as awareness you become in relation to its innermost source of all experience or stream, the more profound effect it has on tension, on that claims you. So even be okay with that tension. And just as awareness, as that gentleness, it will then reclaim you and give meaning to you, where the source of experience remains in your knowing. and not in you. Because awareness is awareness. Choiceless as it is to be awareness. It'll always take you home, and it'll always give you meaning if you die to it. If you give yourself to it. In the beginning, it's just distinguishing. It's awareness. The mistake a lot of people make is, as awareness, they then try and get rid of their mind. They try and get rid of their all thoughts, all feelings, and just remain as awareness. But this is a fallacy, you see. It's just the one thought you need to not identify with and remain as awareness, and that is the I thought. Everything else, the natural thought that arises for a cup of tea or to phone a friend, you know, these are what we call happening thoughts. That's just your happening. But what claims it is the thought that has to go through dissolution. The idea of you. One has to remain as awareness. Just be present. It's a cunning thought. It's so simple because whatever you think to yourself, whatever you try and do, can never give you as much meaning as a surrendered awareness can. It's just that when awareness, aware of awareness, knowing that kind of meaning, it just isn't what we're accustomed to. We try and think meaning or find meaning via our thinking, and we get caught up in the self. But if you let go, remain as awareness, you'll see that just as awareness itself is a much greater meaning than anything you can think or do. Then it's just about coming to love that. But again, it will go against all your custom, because the I custom is to take the experience for itself, trying to get meaning. But awareness itself is what is more meaningful and what leads to ultimate meaning and ultimate truth. And it's what gives meaning.